For part 2 of my video, I'll be showing you how to decorate the book with simple items you can find at home, and then I will show you how to put the phone inside your book so you can play your eyeball video. Here's where we left off. The hole in the book. I am going to start Mod Podging my book. I'm not going to go too much in detail on showing you how to do this part. There are tons of tutorials on YouTube and Pinterest that show you how to do this. So this is the point where I would glue on stuff like bats, spiders, bugs, more snakes, whatever you want. And I like to put the paper towels over that. It just, to me, it makes it look a little bit more like it's part of the book versus like this bug where it just looks like it's on the outside. This is the glue sticks from the glue gun that I just glued on there. It's cool, it's okay. I'm just not a huge fan of it. Maybe you might be. So while my glue gun's warming up here, I am trying to decide on how I want my book to look. I've seen some people cut the snakes and have it come out of the eye. That might look cool. Some people tie the snakes like this and they'll put them in the edge like that. That's cool. You can put one there. You could do however you want. I have small snakes, little snakes. You might not even want to put snakes. I like to put these on after. Kind of bend them. And always remember about the bend of your book. Make sure you bend it and make sure your things don't get placed in where the bend is. So further ado, here we go. I think I'm gonna leave this one with no writing on it. Just be a spooky book with snakes and spiders. So my glue gun is nice and hot. So I glued on what I wanted. You could also use your hot glue gun to make spider webs, any designs, dots, anything that you think would look cool on your book. And I might add a few things on the side here. It just gives it a little bit more depth to your book. I'm gonna build up the area by the eyeball to, so right there, I'm gonna build it up so it looks like your eyelids and a little wrinkling, a little bit more than I did with the original one here. This one is just raised a little bit and I want it to be raised a little bit more for this one, and you're gonna wrap it in there. So if you wanted to put words on it, this is where you would either use your foam that you wrote out your spells or whatever you want, or use your stickers. So you'd peel and whoops. You know what, for fun, I think I have numbers. I have 6s. So I'm gonna put 666. Just so you have an idea of what it will look like. 6. That seems about good. Less is more. I don't want to put too much on. The next one's going to be really crazy, but I think I kind of like that the way it is. Plus my little embellishing things right there. So now it's fun time. Mod Podge, paper towels, all that good stuff. I just wonder if I'm the first one to think about putting the eyeball inside of it. The moving eyeball, that is. Watch, after I post this, I'll probably see another video of someone else doing it and they did it so much better or smarter. Do you ever do that? Do you ever like think of something and you think, oh my gosh, this is a great idea, and you make it, maybe you film it, maybe you don't, and then you look it up and you weren't the one that had that idea first? That happens too. Okay. Now if you're using regular paper towels, I would like to use the ones that didn't have a print on it. And you want to peel them apart. It makes it really cool and thin. And then more texture skin. I like mine wrinkly. I'm also going to wrap up some edges on the side. I thought about this one doing my clay, but I'm going to see what it looks like first with just the paper towels. So I'm pretty much done with the book. I have the eye all done, and I actually didn't go as thick as I wanted because I didn't want to make a huge shadow. And on the inside of the book, you want to try to keep it as flat as you can. And you can probably adjust that after it's dried. So right now, we have to wait for it to dry before we can continue. Now that it's all dry, I get to do the fun part and paint it. So for the painting, you can do any colors you want. Browns, gold, blacks, anything. So I'm pretty much done. I did some dry brushing on it, I added some shadowing. I might come in and add a touch more different black because my black just doesn't seem to be standing out like I would like. So I'm going to now add a little bit of the wax or your rub and buff in just some of the highlighted areas. So here it is, kind of finished. So after the book has dried, as you can see here, it looks pretty dang cool. I'm going to flip it over and do the back side. But I'm going to show you the eyeball part on how to do that. I also am going to paint this black because I just don't like the way it looks. So if you're using your phone for this project here, turn your moon on and all your notifications, unless you have certain ones to show, will be all turned off. And that helps for your video, so your notifications don't take place during your eyeball video, or at least have them at the top or the bottom, but not in the center of the screen. So once that's done, you go ahead and get your eyeball, whichever one you want, and then start playing it. And then what you're going to do is put it back in your book, like so, and position it in there. So you have it exactly where you think it looks best, and you already marked that out in the beginning, and that's how we made our hole. So hold it there, try not to move it, place your book down, get your piece of chalk that I lost. I'm just going to make sure it's still where I want it. Yep. And really try not to move it when you do this step. Let's with it off. I have it on a loop with different eyeballs. There we go. I'm really carefully not moving it. Tracing my phone. I'm going to leave it in the case. I'm not going to take it out. I probably will use my son's iPhone, and I know it's the same size. It's not the same iPhone, but it's the same size, so it'll work. The next thing we're going to do is you can move your phone now. There's our eyeball. I'm going to turn that off. I'm a reduce, reuse, recycler. So this is an old t-shirt I have here, and I'm going to glue this with some fabric glue sticks on here with it open on the top like a pocket so I could slide my iPhone in. I'm choosing white because when you're done with this and you have your phone out, you can print out a picture of eyeballs and make them any size you want, and you can then slide that in here and you will have an eyeball when you have your book closed. Or you can make one of these with a glass eye like I did, and then sew. I'm lucky this one fits inside. It will look something like that when you don't have a phone in there, which is just as cool. And then again, you could put the light in there and make it glow. But we are going to be putting the pocket for the iPhone. Now honestly, I could get my sewing machine out and make little pre-made pockets and then glue them on there, but the hot glue gun seemed to work just fine. And if you really don't want to do that part, if you had a cell phone case you didn't care about, you can duct tape it on there. I'm going to plug it in with a cord, and then we are going to use the Dremel to drill a hole on the inside over here. So if it's sitting on a table with some other decorations, I could just plug it in and not worry about the battery ever dying. For now, I wanted to show you, if you decide to put your eyeball video on your YouTube, you're gonna have to put it in a playlist because it's the only way you can loop a playlist over and over. So here it is. And then what I do, I think this is the top up here, is turn it, reverse it. My plug's up here.
Is that my old t-shirt?
Yes. At least it was an old t-shirt. There it is. I will paint it and make it look a little better.
And buy your husband a new t-shirt.
Will you stop it? You said your old t-shirt. I have a little room for adjustment if I need to move it just a little bit. There it is. Voila. You could still put things in there, like you can put your
weed in there.
There's stuff in there.
You put your weed in there.
Put your weed in there.